What up, people? Welcome back to the Tailgate Boys. Another college football playoff video coming at you. And I got some things to say. Stay tuned. Hey guys, welcome back. So as I said, another college football playoff committee has passed. I didn't get to last week. I apologize for that one. As always, like and share the video. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet. Not much has changed. Top 7. Top 7 are the same. Notre Dame is at 8, Oklahoma State 9, Wake Forest 10. The biggest thing that everyone's talking about is Michigan being ranked over Michigan State. Go blue, baby. They have no possible reason to put Michigan ahead of Michigan State. If that's the case, then why is Oregon ahead of Ohio State? Because Ohio State is way more talented than Oregon, especially because that game was played at the beginning of the year. Ohio State looks so much better right now. They have the number one offense in the country right now. Now, that's just my opinion, but a lot of people share that opinion. So if Oregon's ranked ahead of Ohio State, who in my mind is better than them, why is Michigan ranked ahead of Michigan State? Does head-to-head mean absolutely nothing? The College Football Playoff Committee should be absolutely embarrassed for this take. Embarrassed. And their whole thing is it's gonna plan itself out. It's gonna play itself out. It's fine. Ohio State, Michigan play each other. Ohio State plays Michigan State. Yeah, I get that. It's gonna play it out anyway. So this really doesn't matter. Because if Michigan State beats Ohio State, they're gonna go ahead and jump up to the top 4 anyway. If Michigan State beats Ohio State. And vice versa. If Michigan beats Ohio State, which not gonna happen, they'll jump into the top 4 with Michigan State, I would assume, if Oregon falters or clearly they think people are better than them. I'm not really sure what they're thinking. They have me all miscombobulated and confused. Nothing they have done so far makes any sense. They had Oklahoma ranked low, real low. I know they lost now, and that's taken care of, but Oklahoma State's playing good ball. They're ranked number 9. Notre Dame's playing okay ball. Their schedule, not their fault. But the ACC is kind of falling apart. It's not their fault that the teams they play at the time, Florida State, Virginia, all those guys, VTech, UNC, it's not their fault that they keep losing. So I kind of give them a pass. But the Cincinnati's sitting there right at 5. They're going to need some absolute highway crashes that happen for them to get in. Georgia and Alabama are sitting perfectly perched at 1 and 2. I am so curious. Is this the year we see a 2-loss team get in the college football playoff for the very first time? Why is Alabama number 2? Why? Their losses to Texas A&M, which doesn't look too good right now. But they're number 2 in the country. So if they say they lose a close game to Georgia. Right, let's just put this out. They lose a close game to Georgia. Georgia's been blowing out people. Except week 1 against Clemson. But that's week 1. The committee kind of puts week 1 to the side. They've proven they've done that, especially with Oregon beating Ohio State. Okay, they kind of put it to the side. So what if Alabama has a close game against Georgia, loses by a field goal, by a score, right? Do they stay in? Especially if Oregon and Ohio State win out. So then it'd be Oregon 2, Ohio State 3. Then would Alabama be 4 with 2 losses? I guess the only team you could really put in is a 2-loss Michigan, 2-loss Michigan State. But you could put Oklahoma State in there if they win the Big 12 championship. They got to win out, obviously. You could put Oklahoma there if they win out and they win the Big 12 championship. Besides that, I think there's basically nobody else. I don't think Wake Forest is going to beat Clemson coming up. So I think that's going to be their second loss. I guess you could argue they could sneak in at 4 if they win out. But I'm not too hot in the ACC. I've already talked about that in the previous video. But it's a very interesting topic. Could this be the first year we see a 2-loss team? If the Big Ten has 2 losses, if Ohio State, Michigan, or Michigan State, somehow the Big Ten champion has 2 losses, do they get in? So it's going to be a very interesting end to the season. All right, people, I'm going to go through my top 9. Because I only think 9 teams have a chance. Actually, 10 teams. I only think 10 teams have a chance of making the college football playoff. Only 10. I think that's the only hopes they have left. And some of those at the bottom doesn't have very good odds. Obviously, Georgia, I would rank number 1. 100%. Ranking them number 1. Next, I would actually put Ohio State. If you're doing that with Michigan over Michigan State, you got to put Ohio State over Oregon. You have to. I'm not so hot on Bama, even though they're probably the most talented roster in the country. So I put Georgia, Ohio State, number 2. Oregon, number 3. They're still in. If they win out, they are in 100%. And then I would put Alabama at 4. Cincinnati, 5. They've disappointed me. I was high on them. I'm still right on that edge with them, but their wins have not been very impressive. And to be a group of 5, and a group of 5 has never done it, obviously, made it to the college football playoff, you have to impress. Yes, you have a big win over Notre Dame, who's ranked number 8 in the rankings right now, but you need to blow out the teams in your conference. Because, to be honest, your conference is not that good. The American Conference is not that good. So they need to show some more, but they do have 2 more games to show it. Next, sorry, Wolverine fans, I would put Michigan State at number 6, and then Michigan at 7. I'm not so convinced that Michigan State is worse than Michigan. According to the committee, Michigan is better than Michigan State. I don't actually agree with that. I watched the game on TV. Did they? Michigan blew a 16-point lead. That doesn't prove to be a better team in my book. And they got the best player on the field between those 2 teams in Kenneth Walker, who is an absolute animal, who should be in New York at the Heisman Trophy ceremony. Will he win it? I don't think so. It's kind of a quarterback award, but I guess we'll see. So I'd rank Michigan State 6, Michigan 7, and I would actually put Oklahoma State 8. Notre Dame does not have a conference title game to play in. Oklahoma State still has a lot to play for. Notre Dame's about to wrap up their season, and they have nothing else they can possibly prove or beat anybody. So I put Oklahoma State 8, Notre Dame 9, Oklahoma 10, because they still could win out and then win their conference. And an 11-1 team is still pretty dang good. And you know how explosive they are, and you know how Williams, and he's a true freshman, and he's dominating, and they're already talking about him winning a Heisman in the future. They got star power. If there's one thing the committee has proven is that they love putting the blue bloods in there. They love it. They absolutely love it. That's why I think Michigan is ranked ahead of Michigan State right now, because they are a blue blood. Multiple titles, a huge alumni base. That's an opinion. That's something for another day, but they've proven they love the blue bloods, so they still have a couple more weeks to get this right. I really hope they do. I love college football, but it needs to be expanded because the College Football Playoff Committee, they're just stumbling all over themselves. Stumbling. Based on who they play, you got to play the games. Oregon beat Ohio State, they're over them, but then Michigan somehow loses to Michigan State, and they're still ahead of Michigan State, so go figure. But everything is going to fall into place. We need to expand this playoff to 12. Hit that like button if you think we should expand the playoff to 12. All right, people, that's going to be it for this one. I'm trying to keep this one as quick as possible. Love college football. It's getting down to the nitty-gritty. I'm actually going to the Michigan-Ohio State game at Thanksgiving. I'm going to take some videos for you guys. I'm really excited about it. Thanks for always supporting us. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. We are the Tailgate Boys. Peace out.